It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Tennessee Titans. And it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Tennessee Titans. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I could give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
The well-traveled Nick Folk has us set for a start, and we are underway here in Nashville. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Smith going to go to the air first play. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. The sack by Harold Landry, the former Boston College Eagle.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they get after them early.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out, and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
Setting up the screen here, this is Walker. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time, and it'll be Titan football. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Second down, here's Levis. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw, it's Levis. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Levis swinging this out for Pollard. And oh, he's just going to be barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Interesting decision here. Opening drive, Charles. 4th and short. You're in field goal range. We'll see what they do.
I just shake a fist at my offense and say, go get it, guys, because if you can't pick up 4th and short here, we're probably in trouble the rest of the game. Show some confidence, show some aggressiveness, go pick it up.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A gutsy call turns out to be a first down on a pickup of 11. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for it.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, offense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is up. You better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league. And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
A 2nd down throw from Levis. And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Pollard is going backwards here. They come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Pollard one more time. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Tony Pollard taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Titans are on the board first here this afternoon. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Folk connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. Now 2nd and 5. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And Metcalf going to have the Seahawks first down as he'll get this up across the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Now Gino on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
On first down, it's Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let him get upfield about 10 yards and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a first down.
From the red zone now, Smith. And his throw is incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Touchdown, Seahawks! DK Metcalf. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Jackson now to return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Meanwhile, Levis's throw taken in by Ridley here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, he's been a busy man in this first half. They've targeted him quite a bit, including both plays here to start this drive. And until that defense starts reacting a little better, they may just keep going back to him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Levis. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
On first down, Levis. He gets this one to Boyd. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Levis to throw once more. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. What a methodical drive. This is turning out to be that time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And that is caught. It's Ridley. And they work this near the 5. Will be stopped at the 6. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
Levis sets up to throw here. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Tyler Boyd from 6 yards away. And the Titans have taken the lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, you're a former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays, so let's make sure that we don't let him get going again. As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Geno. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. His throw incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. This will be caught by Brown. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Throwing is Smith. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. With it is Jackson. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Titans offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Let's go right now, baby. Let's go now. Let's go. That's right.
Now 2nd and 9. Here's Pollard again. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Levis back to throw. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Titans. Calvin Ridley in the final seconds of the first half. And the Titans would extend their lead here just before halftime. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville, the Music City, with the Titans out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. We got a solid first half out of the man from Kentucky, Will Levis. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Pollard will take it up the gut. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Levis now on 1st and 10. This one caught by Ridley. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Levis now off of play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
3rd down and 10. Levis out of the shotgun now. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 18. Throwing now is Geno. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Just what they need, electric from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
On 2nd and 10, Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter, and the entire 4th remaining, so stranger things have happened.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 39-yard line.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Smith going to try and run with it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
They'll try for the 1st with Walker. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
A couple of 1st downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. To throw is Smith. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And you throw it across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Roger McCreary with a pick. And the Titans are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Boye Mafe able able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room.
On second down, it's Pollard. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. It's the Titans. They've got the football. They'll be looking to extend their lead here as we begin the 4th quarter. Levis on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Now Levis. He completes it to Boyd. And he's taken down inside the 30. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. 1st and 10, it's Levis. He finds his man, complete. It's Boyd. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Jet sweep. Boyd with it. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Me and you, baby. Let's go. Let's do what we do. This is where you step. What's the deal, y'all? Let's go.
2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Levis looking to throw. And it's a Titans touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Seahawks take back over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Smith. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. A shotgun snap for Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now Geno on first down. It's caught. Lockett. And he's got this down to the 35. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
The Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 more yards there and another first down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And they're going to speed things up here. Again, Smith. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Smith now to throw. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Now the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. And now another one thrown incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And he zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Titans are going to recover the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Out come the Titans now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 63 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Going to run again here with Pollard. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Pollard with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Titans have opened up a 3-score lead as they pull away here in the 4th.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Seahawks 14.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He'll find Metcalf. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
And Smith's throw into the hands of Fan. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Geno out to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Walker. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. To the air again, Smith. Smith and Jigba with the ground. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Smith. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.